doing? It's Monday morning. How is your universe? How was your weekend? I would love to know how your weekend was. My weekend was spectacular. Don't we love a good weekend? Oh, we had so much fun. Okay. If you do not know who I am, let's just jump right into it because I want to find out, did any of you get to participate in the sleep masterclass that we did on Saturday? I would love to know. But my name is Kirsten Liebelt and I live in Minnesota. I was born and raised here. The story behind why I am here Monday through Friday every single week for the last for the last 2 years here is because I was raised by an insulin dependent Italian daddy who died at 63. And my whole universe was about obesity and type 2 diabetes and all of the things. And so I always like to tell bits and pieces of my story for you guys so that you can understand how I had to transform, or at least I got to transform my brain from it's genetic and there's nothing you can do about it to, oh my gosh, this is turnaroundable, amazing. And so what happened was, even though I was the one who was gestational diabetic at, in my early 20s with my first baby, even though I was hypoglycemic with my second baby, even though I was a 2x in size when I hit 50 years old, and my dad had already died when I was 30, I am the only person in my immediate family to have avoided type 2 diabetes. And the 3 sizes that I lost in my 50s, I've kept off because I found a key, and I pass on that key to you. So that's what we do here every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central. That's step number 1 in your little process of being able to really take back your health and transform your universe. Another step would be the fact that we do a free 5-day challenge inside of the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Oh, I can put my banner thingamajigger up. And inside of that group, there we go. Inside of that group, every single month we do a free 5-day challenge. And the next one is a week from today. So that's why I'm bringing it up right away in the live. We've done that for 2.5 years, you guys. And it is a success principle that when you just do small actions over and over and over again, you actually have this compound effect, which is the name of a book. It's really good. And the compound effect is that just like compound interest on your money, you can compound your results of whatever success you're looking for. In our universe, we're looking for turning back our insulin resistance and losing weight. In another part of my life, it's building business, right? So I build online social retail business. I teach other people how to do the same thing, but it's that same concept of little by little, just a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. If it's strengthening your marriage, if it's building a business, if it's losing weight, if it's taking your health back, it's the exact same concept. A little bit at a time, every single day, compounded over time. It doesn't just go like this. It doesn't just go 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, 4 + 4 is 8. It doesn't do that. Or, 1 + 1 is 2, then 2 + 1 is 3, 3 + 1 is 4. No. It goes like this, and then all of a sudden it'll go like this. And that's what happened to me. So that's our little world and our little universe. If you are brand new to my content, put a 1 in the comments. I would love to know who's brand new, brand spanking new. It's always helpful. And if you're on the replay, let me know you're on the replay and where you're coming in from. That's the other thing I love to know about is where are you guys coming in from? And let's jump into today. Good morning, Patty, California. Good to see you, sweet lady. Snowing in Posen, Michigan, Sue says. Oh, we are not snowing. I'm very grateful for that. But we've been very cold. Like yesterday when we went out and if you saw my stories, we were thrifting and I just love hanging out with my husband, and we go thrifting and we do fun things, and did church and everything. And it was freezing cold. Oh my gosh. It was why does my face hurt? Why do I live where my face hurts? Kind of cold yesterday because of the wind. Good morning, Susan. Good to see you. You have 2 feet of snow in New York. Okay. So I was actually wondering that this morning. I was wondering, did that big event manifest? So it did. It happened. How far away are you from New York City, Susan? I would love to know, because of course I don't know like where exactly you are and all that kind of stuff, but I would love to know, because of course we were hearing about how you guys were really concerned about the event coming, just like in New York City. Peggy, howdy. Good to see you, Peggy. Let's see here. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're golden. Okay, so what I want to do today is I want to expand just a tiny little bit. Like if you watch the masterclass, this is another layer. Okay, I'm not going to rehash the masterclass because I just, like you guys were already there. So if you didn't see, it's free. Number one, it's free 99. I think we went for an hour and 10 minutes. So that's how long it ended up being. And if that is in your wheelhouse of something that you have time to do, I highly recommend it. I feel like it's a very good base for helping your sleep. Marilyn, hello, sweet friend. I was at the Sleep Master class on Saturday. I placed my monthly order a week before. Marilyn, but ordered the sleep health supplement. You needed it now. I'm so glad you did that, Marilyn. Oh, you are so wonderful. Yeah, I'll be super interested to hear what you think. It's actually, and I can kind of touch on that a little bit today. It's actually, and I should have said on Saturday, it's my favorite for having the feeling of sleep kind of overcome. Like you feel the sleep washing over you. That's my favorite because it doesn't, for me, has no side effects. I don't have any, I don't wake up foggy. I don't wake up like I have to recover from anything. And so it's my favorite. Like if you're looking for that washing. So I'm interested to see what you think about that. Debbie, coming from Maryland, no school today because of snow. You guys did. You guys got hit, didn't you? OMG, it was a northeaster. You live on Long Island, less than 30 miles from New York City. Oh my gosh. So you did. You guys got slammed. 2 feet. I don't even know the last time we had 2 feet in Minnesota like that. I mean, it's been a long time. So you guys really do get it, don't you? Oofda, Minnesota. Oh, my stars. People make fun of me for saying that. Oh, my stars. And Shannon comes in with, we are warm at 70 in San Antonio. Way to go, Shannon. We're all jelly. We're all jelly of you. It was yesterday, I don't even know what the temp was. But it's that wind, right? And it just bites. Today, we're going to be around 30. So we're actually really excited about 30 in Minnesota, if you can believe that, Shannon. I know that's kind of crazy to hear, but that's the way that goes. Okay. Very interesting to hear you guys talk about like where everybody is in the universe, like with their weather and stuff. All right. So let's just kind of dive in because I do want to I talk about sleep a lot and, I just felt like the Sleep Master class was very successful. And again, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, go into the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. I'll put that up at the top. Go into the group. If you have never gotten in there yet, put your email in and tell them Kirsten sent you. But when you get in there, you're either going to just see it because it's so fresh, or up at the top of the group, there's like a little featured section. Click on the featured section. I pinned it. So it's easily accessible for you guys because Facebook groups are kind of goofy. Things drop down and they're not where you think they should be and all of that kind of stuff. So I pinned it. And like I said, an hour and 10 minutes, and it gives a really good base. I had my friend on who is a cosmetologist. She's been a hairstylist for over 30 years, and she has fixed her own sleep. Just like, remember, I talk about how I fixed my sleep, but she has done it by implementing some tools, some tricks and some tools into her universe. And she wanted to pass those on to you guys. And then I did the supplementation portion of it because I fixed my sleep mainly with supplementation. She does too, but whatever, we just tag teamed is what we did. So if you want to see that hour and 10 minutes, it's free. It's in the group in the featured section. But I wanted to then let's expand just a little bit. So some of you know that, Megda says, good morning, keeping warm, lots of snow on Long Island. Oh my gosh, you guys. Shannon, that's right. She says, yes, I can believe it. I'm from Alaska. Oh, I forget that. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Everything is closed. Wow. You have to understand the reason why I'm so shocked by this is because this happens all the time in Minnesota where we're going to get this huge event and it never seems to manifest the way that they think it's going to. So it's kind of a running joke. And I really do know this because, so remember, my husband's been in radio for 42 years. So he's in Christian radio, and he'll wake up at like 5:20 in the morning during the week, and he'll do the weather forecasts and really kind of get things started for his audience. But it's common to be like, he's grabbing the weather forecast from the meteorologist, giving out that information. And 2 hours later, he's like, well, it didn't say we were going to get snow, and here we're getting snow, or it said we were going to snow and it's not snowing, or it said it was going to be cloudy and it's sunny, or it's like we kind of just laugh about it here. And maybe that happens to you guys too, but wow, you guys like nailed it. Good or bad, you guys like nailed it. They were like weather event and you guys got it. So there you go. Good morning, Coach Kirsten. I did the sleep master class. Joan says, I enjoyed it. I'm trying some of the tools for better results. Stay warm and safe in the northeastern area. Yeah, you guys stay warm and safe. That is for sure. Good morning, Jody. Is it cold this morning? I know. Oh, this weekend was like, oh, goodness gracious. You are getting blasted with snow and it's still going, Maryland, says New York. Travel ban in place. I'm 1 hour, 15 minutes north of New York City. Okay, well, get some candles and, maybe get some hot tea going, snuggle in. I don't know. Maybe you can watch something fun on Netflix. I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's kind of crazy. All right, let's dive in. So, when we talk about sleep, and I talk about it all the time because, and I knew this was going to be an important masterclass for us to do. Number one, y'all aren't sleeping. I've said that before. You talk to me about it all the time. And this is a repair issue. You need to repair your body. You need to get your body positioned so that it actually can repair. And I'm going to talk about kind of what this looks like on a little different level today. So like stick around. You're going to want to probably hear this. So, you might be going to bed late. You're laying there. You're exhausted, but you're wide awake at like 2:13 a.m. It's like, what the heck is going on? But when you wake up, you're like swollen. You're craving sugar. You're dragging. You're blaming your hormones. You're blaming your age. I mean, this was like, I thought it was all a given that as I aged, sleep was going to stink. I just assumed that was true. But what you're really missing is you're missing your repair window. Okay. So that's the piece I feel like a lot of people are not understanding. It's not just like insulin resistance. It's not one flat, shallow conversation. It's a multifaceted conversation, like a diamond, right? It's the same thing here, multifaceted. But there's this repair window and it kind of runs in shifts. So I want to help you understand that right now. Okay. How does that sound? So 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. is like a cortisol reset. So if you're wired at 10:30 and you're scrolling, you're like watching one more episode of something on TV or whatever, you are training your brain that nighttime is alert time. And I may or may not understand this, but you're training your brain, okay? You don't just lose sleep, you lose hormonal rhythm, okay? Now, from midnight to 3 a.m., so this is why I thought it was really important for Ruth to go over what she went over in the masterclass, because she very intentionally had to change her nighttime routine. She was like, nothing I do is working. And she had to like figure it out for her, figure out what was keeping her from having a good routine. And then she had to execute it to really make a difference, because she just was not, that window from 10 to midnight, that cortisol reset, it wasn't working for her. It just wasn't. So she had to do things. That's why I had her share that. She chose to share that. But I mean, that was a really good, it's like, yep, talk about your nighttime routine. This will help people. Now, midnight to 3 a.m. is your liver repair. I mean, like literally, is there anything more than our liver that I ever talk about? I don't think so. We should call it the liver show. It's the liver show. Midnight to 3 a.m. is your liver repair. This is when your liver runs the night shift, okay? And this is what it's doing for you. It's processing excess estrogen, stored toxins, your blood sugar swings, your inflammation markers. I'm in the middle of a conversation with somebody right now about really high inflammation in her body, and she's trying to dissect exactly what's going on, right? If you are awake here between midnight and 3 a.m. repeatedly, it's not coincidence. It's just that your system is like super stressed. Most likely. Okay. So this is just research says, studies show, whatever, that you have a stress system. And here's the part that kind of maybe no one tells you. If your liver cannot repair efficiently at night, fat burning the next day is impaired. It's just impaired. So you cannot detox and store fat at the same time. Okay. So you need your liver to go into repair mode. All right. Now, here's the next shift. 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Here we go. Growth hormone pulses. Fat metabolism recalibrates. If this cycle gets cut short, you wake up already behind, and then you wonder why your belly fat won't budge, why your cravings feel stronger, why you feel inflamed, and you're not broken. You're just not broken. You're like unrepaired. Okay. I hope this is like hitting home with somebody. Like this is in addition to what we talked about on Saturday, but in those shifts, this is how your body is working. So the lie that most women believe, if I just try harder during the day, I'll get the results. No. If your nights are broken, your days don't stand a chance. This is why I like hammer this. Fix your sleep, fix your sleep, fix your sleep. For me now, this spring is 2 years since I fixed my sleep. And I just can't even tell you. I feel like a different person. I kept thinking I was doing things just wrong all the time. And I thought it was just going to be my new normal. Like this is just now what we're going to be doing. And nothing could be further from the truth. Sleep is, you guys, sleep is not a luxury. And we have to stop treating it that way, as though we should apologize for sleeping 7, 8, 9 hours a night. We kind of have a hustle culture going on. And it's like, no, it's not a luxury. It's literally a metabolic negotiation. Like you either want your body to run properly or you don't. And I'll go back to the analogy of you would never, ever, ever drive a brand new car off the lot and then not change the oil for 100,000 miles and expect it to give you results. You would never expect it to actually deliver you any decent results of good gas mileage or, an engine that purrs or anything like that. You would never do that. And they would laugh at you in your face if you brought it in and you were like, yeah, well, I figured, once every 100,000 miles, we should be good. They'd be like, are you high? Are you high, Clarice? Does anybody know what movie that's from? I would love to know. Is it Clarice or Clarice? It's probably Clarice. Clarice is probably Silence of the Lambs. Oh my gosh, it's the wrong movie. Okay. Are you high, Clarice? Do you guys know the movie? I would like to know if anybody knows that movie. Okay. Things just come into my brain. You guys just welcome to my world. Just don't be confused. Do not be alarmed. It's just my world. So, but this is why now we're going to go kind of into like, this is why magnesium is foundational. And yes, we did talk about magnesium, not because it's trendy or because whatever, you're hearing about it everywhere, because without it, your nervous system doesn't downshift. And I'm not talking about going to Walgreens and getting citrate, magnesium citrate that helps you poop. Like you need proper magnesium, and you need magnesium that is bioavailable into your system that will actually shift and make a difference. And that was one of my biggest things 2 years ago when they reformulated the magnesium. I was concerned that it wasn't going to be what I needed. And it was like more than what I needed. I mean, it has just been amazing. I haven't doubted it since because it's really shifted the way that my nervous system responds. You agreed to a CPAP to help your lack of rest. It hasn't helped in over 6 years. Oh, I'm so sorry. I do have mild apnea, but still I wake up tired, not a morning girl. Oh, that's a tough journey. 6 years. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking in my head. Marla, Steel Magnolias. Yes. Oh my gosh. That is so good. That is so good, Marla. I love that you know that. That's so good. See, great minds think alike. Where are you in your turning back insulin resistance journey? Because I do have somebody that had a CPAP and then she stopped using it. You might still be on here if you know who I'm talking about. And then she stopped using it because she got sick and realized she didn't need it anymore because she had really worked on her insulin resistance journey. So I'm super curious about that because that is stinky, right? Like you don't want that at all. But anyway, so back to like magnesium. This is why cortisol support matters. So you need magnesium because you want to downshift your nervous system. Your cortisol, you have to have cortisol support to not to knock you out. Because like when I talk about ashwagandha, it's not to knock you out, it's to retain your rhythm. Okay, retrain your rhythm because your internal system for sleep needs help. For me, that was my duo. It's not the same for everybody. You heard Marilyn say that she grabbed the sleep health because she needed something different than me. If I tend to run higher cortisol, I want magnesium and ashwagandha. She's probably doing, and I'm assuming she's doing magnesium and now she's going to add the sleep health because it's going to resolve a different issue for her. But anyway, and then melatonin for those people, that's not meant to be long-term, right? That's meant to be short-term, but it's not a forever crutch, but it helps to get your timing right. Like if your circadian rhythmic clock is off, that's what melatonin is for, just to be like a little helper to get the train back on the tracks. And then you're not using it forever, right? Just like people who are using, and this is different, but still, some of you are using Benadryl, some are using Tylenol PM, some are using prescription meds. And it's like, those should never, number one, oofda, tough on your liver, tough on your system, all of those. But number two, so you got to have an exit plan. You have to have an exit strategy is I guess what I'm trying to say. Be quite honest, I'm taking this up, but haven't really started the food ingredient swaps. I did this morning, but not consistent. Just came out of a sugar binge. Mm-hmm. And sugar will absolutely, because what's happening then is, there's so much happening in that conversation. There's inflammation happening. There are blood sugar swings that are happening all night long. And that is leading, and that inflammation, it's like when you have inflammation, like in your throat and the back of your neck and whatever, that's the whole snoring issue. And when you're snoring all the time, like it can totally get resolved. I promise you it can, but you're right. Mm-hmm. And that is a big thing. It does. Yeah. You work with a country in a different time zone. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Which keeps me awake until 1 to 2 every day. And then I sleep over 6 hours. How bad is that for my cortisol and other issues? I take magnesium bisglycinate. Well, that's a really good question. Okay. So I just had this on my charger. So do you have can you get a hold of like a sleep ring of sorts like this? Like, can you get something like this to tell you whether your sleep is good or not when you are sleeping? I feel like something like that would help. Mine is a dupe. Like I didn't pay $500 for mine. Mine is a total dupe. I'm going to see if I can pull up my sleep from last night and see if it was even good. I haven't looked at it yet this morning. I'm going to let it synchronize. I'll see what it shows me, but it shows me my blood pressure and my sleep and stuff like that. I do think that that's such a valid point. Like this is so common. I don't think we realize how common it is for people to be working around different time zones like that. It's very common. So I had really good sleep last night. It says your sleep quality is great. Keep it up. I don't hear that every single night. Okay. Sometimes it's average. It's very rare that it's poor, but sometimes it's average. But if you get something like this, Let me look it up and see how much it is right now, because this is a dupe. If you go to my store, just for anybody who wants to know this, if you go to my website, kirstenliebelt.com. Okay, so if you go to my website right here, we're going to look and see what the dupe is today. Oh, Dr. Clint Steele says the same thing in regards to sleep as it relates to dementia. Interesting. Hold on. There, I'll put my site up there. Now I changed my banner up there for you guys. Okay, so my face, it's kirstenliebelt.com. It's my first and last name .com. Okay, so we'll look it up together. Okay, so here's my website over here. And for Facebook and YouTube, it's up at the top. Okay, so super simple. Like literally, that's my site. Super fast. Right here is an Amazon. It takes you to my storefront. Okay. Let me see. And then down here, you go to shopping with Kirsten right there. So let me see here, because I've got like little lists. Let me see. Here it is. So I had to go down to one of my lists and then I scrolled over. Okay. So I went to the sleep list. Here, let's see what it is. Okay. It's unavailable. It's unavailable. Smart Health Ring. I'm going to put it into the search engine because I'm trying to remember what I paid for mine. Maybe it was $58. The Aura is $350. That's the main one. Here's one. Smart Health Tracker Ring. There is one. You just have to look it up once you get there. 59 or 60. 59 or 60. They're dupes. So, whatever. In my head, this was me. Well, even if it lasts me a year, it was worth $60 for, you know what I'm saying? That was just me because I wanted to test it to see if I could tell. But it helps me. I know what my blood pressure is. I know what my oxygen output is. I know what my heart rate is. I know what my sleep is, etc. So that's a really good question, though. She's saying, she's working with other time zones. And so is that messing her up? And, the answer is possibly, because what if 6 hours isn't enough? I sleep more than 6 hours. Do you guys sleep more than 6 hours? And a certain segment of that needs to be deep sleep and a certain segment needs to be REM. Susan says she paid $58. You got one and you love it, Susan says. Very good. I'll have to link to one that's available because mine is off. So let me see here. Hold on. How would that help? Are we trying to see how good the sleep quality is? Yes. Yes. So when I look at mine, it will tell me I had, an hour and a half of deep sleep. I had like 5 hours of light sleeping, but my REM was an hour, 40 minutes. And so I was awake 2 times, probably going to the bathroom because I drink late. But then it says your sleep quality is great. Keep it up. So it's telling me from what, so that tells me that I got into my REM, I got into my repair, I got into my whatever. That's what it's telling me. Okay. Anyway, I've been doing this now for, let's see, Susan, when did I get this? Maybe at the beginning of the year. I think I got this in January and I started talking about it just because I was testing it out because I'd never had one, but I see so many people use them and I'm not going to go to Walgreens and check my blood pressure and blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to know, like, okay, I say that I fixed my sleep. Did I? You know what I mean? Like, because I did in my head, because I don't wake up like I used to with racing thoughts. And I would wake up at like 4 a.m. and I would overthink life. And you could lose like 3 or 4 a.m. and then you lose like a couple hours. That was my previous sleep. And I just thought, well, this is aging. This is menopause. This is whatever. I did all of that thought process. And it wasn't until I started to get really good sleep that I realized, oh my gosh, that doesn't have to be my life. And I feel like one of the best tips that Ruth gave was this. And I thought the opposite of this. I always thought that you needed to go to bed at the exact same time. And the answer is incorrect. You need to wake up at the exact same time. You wake up at the exact same time. You look at the light. You're telling your body to bring your cortisol down and to move on with your day. Having a bedtime routine helps you to get your melatonin to rise so you can go to sleep. But when you wake up, your cortisol and your adrenaline go up. Because it's waking up. And so you want that to be at the same time every day. You get light into your eyes, daylight into your eyes. Anyway, I don't want to replay the whole masterclass, but super interesting, super helpful. And I do find that to be true. So now I didn't even realize, but for the last maybe month or so, because my husband and I have been getting up at the same time doing a devotional. And it makes it so that, I don't know, obviously then when that happens, you wake up at that same time all the time, right? You're just like, your body knows, right? Good morning, Jackie. Good to see you. It's another good tool. Yep, it's another good tool, Susan says. Very, very true. Okay, hold on. What happens when you don't get any deep sleep? That's a good question. My sleep study said I get minimal REM and no deep sleep. Well, let's ask the question. Isn't that, yep. I just think that in general, I'm going to ask the question because this is my general answer. My general answer is when you do not get quality sleep the next day, your insulin resistance is up, your cortisol is up, and you are really fighting for fat burning mode and you can't lose weight. They have done studies where they have said that bad sleep, like even 5 nights of really bad sleep in a row, can increase your risk for diabetes like significantly. It's not good. It's not a good cycle to be in. This is why we have to fix it. And we have to fix our whole like nervous system conversation. I wish that everything was all only one faceted and easier than that, but it's really a well-rounded systemic conversation because we were made to function and everything is tied together. So hold on, I'm going to ask the question. What happens when you don't get any deep sleep? Question mark. Minimal REM. Hold on. I'm just going to find out here. Just get a quick answer, an overview. So that was my answer, what I just gave you. And this is what's going on. Your growth hormone release drops. So muscle repair and fat metabolism suffer. Your blood sugar control worsens. Your inflammation rises. Your immune function weakens. The brain's lymphatic detox system slows down. This is the stage that helps regulate insulin sensitivity. Without it, you often see morning blood sugar higher than expected, increased belly fat storage. Like that's the opposite of what we're going for. Slower fat loss, higher cortisol the next day. Minimal REM can lead to mood instability, anxiety, poor stress tolerance, food cravings the next day, memory and focus issues, emotional reactivity. When both are low, this is when people say, I slept 7 hours, but I feel exhausted. You may notice midday crashes, higher fasting glucose, cravings for carbs and sugar, irritability, stubborn visceral fat. That's the belly fat. Waking between 1 and 3, your liver and your cortisol window. Your body never completes its repair cycle. As we age, deep sleep naturally declines. So we can have high evening cortisol, blood sugar swings, late meals, alcohol, blue light exposure, chronic stress. We just have all of this stuff going on. And both deep and REM shrink even more. For women dealing with insulin resistance, this becomes a cycle. Yep. There you go. You feel like garbage, Marla says. Well said. Well said. Mm-hmm. Good job, Marla. She says, on decent weather mornings when I take the dogs out, I started staying outside, doing my exercises in the sun. Feels so much better. You guys, God gave us all of this. The dumbest science ever is to tell us not to do the things that God already gave us, like for our circuit. Be afraid of the sun. don't eat eggs. Like, shut up. Like, I'm so like, why do we think that we can? I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole. God created things to really make sense, to make sense for our bodies, to make sense for, we just have created our own concrete jungles. We've created our own hustle culture. We've created our own toxic food supply. We have to be the ones to turn back. Go back, go back. We just have to do that. And it's like all of these little sayings, like it's all about balance and blah, blah, just baloney. It's not true. It's not about balance if you have a toxic food supply or whatever. It's not. We have to figure these things out. Debbie, I worked third shift for 10 years, didn't sleep much at all. Oy vey. I laid down at 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. and started it all over. It's been 3 years now, and sleep has never been good. Up all hours eating chocolate. I am now doing the magnesium and ashwagandha, and I am just starting to see a difference. Oh, my heart just got happy. Sleep at least 3 hours at a time without waking up. I love that, Debbie. The magnesium and ashwagandha for me are the two that worked for me. I can like give you guys a little mini understanding of what I'm talking about. When I don't sleep, I have all those symptoms. Crabby, cravings are high, out of control. Carmel says, yep. And we all know what that feels like, where you literally, and it's just because your body is chasing fuel, right? Your body is like, I have to have fuel. I have to have energy. I don't have energy because, well, like I didn't get sleep. I didn't get to repair. I didn't get to whatever. And so now that the cravings for carbs are like through the roof. You've been on that merry-go-round for so many years. Mm-hmm. Lord, what was the question you asked? I need to read that for myself. Her question was, what happens when I don't get deep sleep? When you don't get deep sleep, my sleep study said I get minimal REM and no deep sleep. That's what she asked. Mm-hmm. All true. Thanks for verifying this. Yep. It's a cycle, but I'm telling you, you can fix it. You can fix it. So if you didn't see the masterclass, go back to the group. It's up in the featured section. I went ahead and I just changed it for my banner. It's in the featured section in the group. It was an hour and 10 minutes. She gave really good tips, my friend, my business partner. I went through supplementation. The very basics of the supplementation were everybody needs magnesium. So I always start with magnesium as the foundation. And then you're going to either add ashwagandha, sleep health, or melatonin. And those were the three options depending upon what you needed for your universe. We did go over a handful of other supplements that were helping with obviously your gut, so that you can absorb the things that you need to absorb and help your sleep and your anxiety from that direction, helping your nutritional load so that you can actually have proper nutrition going into your body. Because again, everything is dependent on each other. Like every little, if you had, electricity circuits in your wall, if you had in your wall, you had all of these things that are connected, like new construction, and they're connecting all of your wires and all of your whatever. What's happening then, right, is that this wire has to be connected to this wire. And if it doesn't, it's not connected, it doesn't work. And this has to fire and hit this, and this has to, or the motherboard on a computer, or the motherboard that's in your car, and you take it, it's a computer, and you're like, it's a glitch in the computer, and da, 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 da. That's your body on steroids. Like that is your body. And so everything is connected. So, what I'll do here really quickly is I'm going to go through the total body reset, because we talk about that every single day here for your insulin resistance. But I do want you to know that there are other pieces that you can learn about and help with for your own sleep issues, your own anxiety issues, etc. But I really want people to know that this is a customized conversation to a certain extent, right? The total body reset is for everybody. That's easy because that's foundational. That's liver, gut, and insulin. That's for everybody that's on my content. But when it comes to sleep, we want to maybe customize it a little bit more, or somebody has more anxiety than somebody else. Listen to how she just said for 10 years, she did the overnight shift. She has different needs than somebody else does. She's needing some pretty serious repair in her body, right? It's just the way that it is. And I say that to you guys kind of a lot because I know that it's easy to it's easy to compare. And I don't want you to compare. So anyway, you drink 2 to 3 ounces. Oh, that's sour cherry juice. Yep. I haven't looked up the carbs on that yet. Dr. Berg recommended this to help our bodies make our own melatonin. Okay, very cool. It's organic and not from concentrate. It's good and it has worked for you. I'm so glad, Shannon. I'm so glad. Thank you. You will go back to review this talk from today. Grateful. Oh, Joan, you are so sweet. You're the sweetest lady alive. Okay, so, it's really, really interesting to me because just think about it for a second. Again, wouldn't it be nice if there were posters on the wall in our doctor's offices that would tell us, listen, if you will just fix your insulin resistance, if you will just turn back what's metabolically ailing you, you actually can fix things like your anxiety and your sleep, et cetera. And it doesn't mean that we don't need extra help sometimes, but it does mean that if we will stop the blood sugar swings and the cortisol spikes and all of the things that have been really like keeping our bodies in this whole wonky cycle, just think about what we could actually accomplish when it comes to not just losing weight, which is what we all want. We want to lose the fat, don't we? We're tired of having belly fat that we don't know what to do with. We're tired of not seeing the scale budge. We're tired of always having issues with our labs and them not coming back well, et cetera. So I'm just going to read you one today testimony about the total body reset that I received on Friday. And I did read it to you on Friday, but I'm going to read it again because I want you to understand what is happening for people when they take back their health. I teach the food ingredient trade outs in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. That's where I teach the food ingredient trade outs, and we do a challenge every single month. But I also, here we go. But I also teach very targeted supplementation because some people, they want acceleration. Some people want to really see a difference in their labs sooner than later. Okay. Now remember, I was a 2X in size when I started this journey. I can show you my before and after picture. I was a 2X in size. I was gestational diabetic with my first baby. I was hypoglycemic with my second baby. I was pretty much a hot mess express when I entered my 50s. And I never in a bazillion years thought ever, I really want you to understand this. I did not have hope for me. I did not have hope for me when I was no hope in my world at this size. I just didn't. Being Italian and food being such a big part of my puzzle, I literally thought that will never happen to me. I will never get a handle on that. It's actually why I started to supplement, because it was a path of least resistance for me and it didn't have to hold me accountable to my food yet. Now, that didn't mean that over time I didn't have to figure things out, because I did. That's why I love teaching that for you guys, because I know how, for me, I thought it was the most mountainous thing that was ever going to happen to me. And I realized, oh, it actually was down here, but I had to stick with it long enough to see that. And then I'm like, oh, okay. I actually can eat the things that I love. I just trade out the ingredients to the foods that I love. But having an acceleration point on something like I teach with, supplementation sure is nice when you are looking for some results that can come sooner than later. You don't want to wait around. Maybe you want to be in a different place at the beginning of summer, right? You've got labs coming up in 3 months and you need different labs. So this was the testimony. I'm a fairly new follower, about 6 weeks. So this is last Friday. Started the total body reset in January. I was diagnosed with type 2 last May with a glucose reading over 10. So it must be her A1C, right? Over 10. That's pretty high. And through exercise and eating changes, I brought it down to a 6. However, I'd been stuck there and at the same weight since September. It's so frustrating when you get stuck, when you get stalled out. If you're stalled out, just stop and listen for a minute, okay? Since starting the total body reset and switching out foods, my fasting glucose has dropped from 114, 120 to 89.94. I love that. And my post-meal numbers are now staying under 150. My doctor just lowered my metformin to 500 milligrams with the goal of being off of it in the next 3-month checkup. I'm so grateful for your content. You've saved me countless hours of research, and you're absolutely right. No one really explains insulin resistance, gut health, liver health, hormones, and how it all connects. I'm finally seeing the scale move down 4 to 5 pounds, and I feel like I'm heading in the right direction again. Thank you so much. And I just want you to understand that the reason why this happens is because when you get your liver to function, and your liver is what is governing your hormones like insulin and cortisol, and when you get your gut to like line up, which is governing like the creation of your GLP-1, sound familiar, and helping you to actually support your liver on another level, helping you to absorb the nutrients. Sometimes like magnesium, I understand that we can feel like magnesium is super trendy. It's just because we're all deficient. Why are we all deficient in a trace mineral? Why are we so deficient in something so basic? I'm not going to go into that right now, but right? So simple solution. It doesn't have to be this mountainous. I have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. No, you just have to be willing to give yourself permission for the journey and be consistent. Okay. So I love that testimony that I just gave you from her. Think about it. She was totally stuck, diagnosed type 2 last May. Now she's going to come up on her 1-year anniversary and have a completely different universe, right? But from May to September, she ended up getting her A1C down into the 6. That's beautiful from a 10. But then her weight loss went flatlined. Nope. You're just going to stay there now. And then she started 6 weeks ago, the total body reset. Okay. Now that's what this is. It's 6 pieces. Okay. Super simple. I started with the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. So I started with these just like this. Okay. And that helps you with your liver, your sugars, your insulin, and your metabolism. That's half of the total body reset right there. That's half of it. Super simple. These are literally the exact same ones that I started with when I was a 2X in size, that picture I just showed you. This is what I did, okay? Because I didn't know what else to do. Now we've added to that the gut primer. Now remember, your gut is basically like your second brain. So it's where you're going to create your serotonin, happiness, your dopamine. It's going to help you. This is why people will be like, oh my gosh, like my anxiety is gone, my sleep is better, my whatever, because you're getting the inflammation down in your gut so that when you go to bed at night and you're actually sleeping and you go into repair mode, your body is actually positioned to repair. It's the support of the healing and the sealing of your gut that helps your body to actually do what it's supposed to do when you go to sleep. Okay, so 6 different blends. Not just a greens product, way more than that. It has literally everything you need. It's a done for you product. Everything you need is in there. Your digestive enzymes, your prebiotic, your postbiotic, your fermented greens, your alkaline spices, your concentrated fruits and vegetables. And that prebiotic is a fiber. So I don't know if you know that a prebiotic is a fiber. So you don't need that extra trash fiber that you're getting at the store. You don't need that. This is a prebiotic fiber all in it of itself. So people do experience all sorts of things from help with constipation, diarrhea, inflammation, leaky gut syndrome. I have people that their antacid goes away or their acid reflux goes away and they're off of omeprazole. Like you name it, very turmeric-y, gingery, etc. Okay, so this is literally where your gut is where your thyroid hormones are converted, where your GLP-1 is created. Your liver is where your thyroid hormones are converted. Your gut is where your GLP-1 is created. And this is liver, gut. This is like all of it in one. You can even actually read up on that and see how that's true. And then, so one of those other pieces was liver. This is liver. And then the last 2 pieces are probiotic 5 live strains. Who said now on Saturday, they said they thought it tasted like cake. I don't know who said that, but you put it on your tongue just like that. I do it every morning. 5 strains that are alive that will stick to your gut, do the job. And then I think it tastes like the bottom of a cereal bag. My husband laughed at me. He was directing the show on Saturday. He's like, I'm like, just trust me. It tastes like the bottom of a cereal bag. Anyway, and just ask me how I know these things. Okay, anyway. I was the cereal freaking queen. Oh my gosh. I mean, we all probably grew up with cereal, like the records on the back of the box that you could cut out. But I just loved cereal so much. And my type 2 dad, who was dead at 63, he was standard American diet baby, cereal every morning with skim milk. I mean, the worst thing he could have ever eaten, but okay, I digress. And then the fat burner. The fat burner is so freaking fun so I grabbed this. I sourced all of these for myself. Like, this is not a prepackaged program. This is a Kirsten I sourced, picked. And this one I grabbed out of the sports nutrition line because it literally is designed as a clinical dose of an extract to target your visceral fat. And your visceral fat is all of the fat in your trunk area, right here, trunk area. When you are insulin resistant and your cell is resistant to insulin, trying to bring fuel inside of it, and it closed the door, that insulin is a fat storing hormone and it stores it in your belly. And this is why you're so frustrated with your belly and you're having to buy jeans to fit your belly, but then they're too baggy on your legs or whatever, or the shape isn't right anymore. And you're like, what is going on? That's all that visceral fat. But the biggest piece of that isn't your fashion issues. The biggest piece is that it's very dangerous fat. It's inflammatory. It's highly hormonal. It's very disruptive to your whole metabolic system. And you got to get rid of it. And so I love the testimonies that come from people who are on the total body reset and they are talking about, I just dropped one. Don't mind me. And I don't have another one right there. That's okay. And they talk about the inches that they've lost. I love that because that is literally like where people start to get really excited about their own journey. Now, number one, this is kind of how this goes. So this is the total body reset right here, all 6 pieces. Okay. That's what that is. When you see it in my stories, when you hear all of the testimonies, all of the things, like that's where that's coming from. Okay. But I will tell you, the most fun part for me is when people send me that their labs have shifted, that their labs have changed, that somebody says, they just put not diabetic in my chart. When somebody says, I just got off of another prescription med with my doctor. When somebody says, for the first time in however long, years and years, I've finally been able to lose weight. And not only did I lose my 50 pounds, but I have kept it off now for a year. That was me. I've never, ever, 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 ever in my entire life lost weight and kept it off until now. Because now I understand, oh, this is biological. If my insulin is high, I can't burn fat. That's why the sugar binges, they're no bueno because they're literally fat burning mode turned off until you can stop what got you into the pickle to begin with, right? And it's very frustrating because then we're like a hamster on a wheel, right? But you have to increase your liver function, number one. Number two, you have to get your insulin down. They're side by side. So not necessarily in that order. You just got to do that because your fat burning mode will never go on if you don't do that. So that's kind of what that is. And I always want to let people know, like, okay, so we had a gift with purchase over the weekend, but there's already a gift with purchase tied into every single person's 3-month run, right? 90-day run. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go, I'll answer that in just a second. Okay, that's really good, Susan. Hold on. The total body reset. If you are interested in looking at the total body reset, you can do number one. If you're on Instagram, you can put TBR or total body reset in the comments. If you're on Instagram, and you're going to get my little friendly bot will send you immediate information because that's set up to do that. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can just write it down and I will get off of here and I will come and talk to you. If you're like, lady, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to see what you're talking about. You can just go to my site, and it's scrolling right at the top of Facebook, and it's KirstenLiebelt.com. That's my website. It's my name. And the total body reset is right there for you. Super easy, very easy. And for those who want to read my story, or you want to see me explain what I just explained, but you want it over 9 minutes, like that went really fast and I'm not really tracking. This is for you. So this is my website. You'll see my face right here. Okay. That's my face right here. That middle button is the total body reset right there. And when you click on that, you're going to be able to see the cart. You're going to be able to see a free protein guide. There's my 9-minute video, more free resources for you, because this is how I do this. My attitude is, let's get you on the right track with your targeted supplementation, and then I will resource you as much as humanly possible. I will be your group coach. I will be your lock arms person. I'll be your challenge giver, all of the things, right? And then here's my story. Type, some testimonies down at the bottom. Okay. So that's what you can do if you're like, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to go to your site, KirstenLiebelt.com. You can do that. When you are a registered customer, and that means that when you're looking at all of the products in the cart, you go to the top of the page and you click the person icon with your head and shoulders. You register as a customer with your name. You unlock free shipping, and you unlock the customer campaign, which is when you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row. On that third month, you get $75 off. And I just think that you guys have resoundingly said, thank you, because you do it over and over and over again. And you come on here and you tell me, I just got another $75 off. I just got another $75 off. I just got my third $75 off, because nobody else was actually rewarding you before. Right now, who's rewarding you to the tune of $75? Literally nobody. So you're probably on here. This came in yesterday. Got it, just ordered and got my $75 off. Glad to be able to try new products. I get these daily from you guys telling me that you've got your next $75 off, because listen, when your HSA and your FSA does not respect supplementation, does not respect alternative thought process, does not respect your choice as to how you freaking want to deal with your body, and they only give you one lane, and that one lane is prescription medication, you have to take control all by yourself. Like, you don't have a choice. Who else is going to do this for you? You can't code this to insurance. But when you finally find a way that is effective, because it's actually getting the results, and you'll get paid back every 3 months, $75, like, it's really nice. It's really nice. And I'm actually personally going to extend the offer that I had given on Saturday. When I get off of here today, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to order and ship out the deluxe sleep masks that I offered, gift with purchase. So for today, I'm going to do the exact same thing. If you order $150 or more today, I will extend that offer and send out sleep masks for today. So I'm just telling you, because I know this is for me now, having a sleep mask, and she explained it really well why in the group. It has shifted for me everything to have a sleep mask. You may think that's silly. I don't know. But it tells my body it's time to go to sleep. And then during those hours of, like, when it said on my thing that I was having light sleep, I don't easily wake up. It really does solidify that my body's not looking for a reason to wake up. And I sleep so much better. Anyway, it's a tool. It's a tool. So I will ship those out today. And anybody else that wants to place a $150 or more order today, I will do the same thing. A deluxe sleeping mask. Okay. So Debbie says, Ruth said it. Jody said, perfect. Yes. Yes. Ruth said it. Thank you. You guys are amazing. So Susan was saying that when she stops taking her orange pixie stick, the conversation is this. This is a thermogenic. It's an actual real life 21st century fat burner. That's what this is. That would not be like official language given by the company. This is Kirsten language. It's an actual fat burner. It targets your visceral fat. Like we have somebody's MRI that says her fatty liver went from bad to mild. We've got all the inches that people lose. An inch a month is common. Make sure you measure yourself under your boob, your waist, your hips, do all of that. An inch a month would be really common over the course of a year, 13 to 14 inches. You guys, these are your results. These are not some corporate results. These are your results given to me in my phone. Okay. So this is like us, our community results. I just want you to know that this is how close to home this all is. And so this is as a fat burner and a thermogenic, what happens is your body can get used to it. And so go 90 days and then take 30 days off. Okay. Tastes amazing. It tastes like orange candy. You put it on your tongue. Tastes just like a pixie stick. But Susan said, my body feels different when I take my 30 days off. I feel like I don't notice that necessarily. I stay the same or whatever, but it's super interesting that your body feels different. I'd like to know if anybody else has ever noticed that. That's super interesting. Tyra, I hope I answered the question for you as to where to go to see the products. You've been stuck for years doing all kinds of things and just can't lose weight. Plus you're diabetic. Yeah. And I can actually reach out to you also, Tyra, when we're done. Jackie says she just got her $75 off for her February order. Woohoo! I'm so excited. We love Kirsten language, Susan says. I just make it up. I gotta be careful. I don't want to make claims. I really don't. I'm not looking to blow smoke. I'm really not. That's why when they first launched this product into the sports nutrition line, I didn't tell you guys about it for 60 days. I just didn't say anything because I was testing it. I sent it off to a customer to try it, to test it on her sugars. I could tell I was getting results. My husband and I were like, are you getting results? Oh my gosh, I'm getting results. Like, what's going on? And then we were talking to other business, like inside of our business team. And we're like, we're getting these results. What about you? Go, oh my gosh, yeah, we're getting results. And we were like, it was the mumbling, the murmuring that was going on amongst us. We were all like, oh my God, what's going on? And I should have measured and I didn't right away. But I really I don't want to be a hype person. I don't want to be jazz hands. I want to be effective for you guys. I want things to actually work in your world. And if they don't, let's tweak it and make it work. Let's find out what your body actually needs, because then you're going to get those results that you want. You're going to shift the way that your health is working for you. You're going to be able to do what it is that you want to do with your newfound freedom, whatever that is for you. Freedom of maybe one less med, one less doctor appointment, less inflammation, better sleep, more energy, freedom to buy another size, a different size for the summer. Somebody had said to me recently that I think I posted it in my stories this morning, and I'm trying to remember if it was in November or December. She sent me the text, and she said, I'm going to see if that was the one that I had posted this morning. The clothes that I started wearing back in August are now too big for me. I've gone down another size. And I think that was November or December. Let's pretend it's December. Let's always under promise and over deliver. Let's always do that. I'm sorry. Who doesn't want to change a size? Is that guaranteed? Nope. It's not. Nope. I would never do that to you guys. Another one was just received my lab results, and my A1C is now 5.5, which means I'm no longer diabetic or pre-diabetic. I've also lost 30 pounds. This is in December 2nd. I've also lost 30 pounds since April, so I'm feeling pretty positive right now. I just placed my December order and got $75 off. Thanks for your guidance and encouragement. Okay. Another one was the 90 days on the total body reset, everything I just went through. Lost 20 pounds, 3 inches off of her bust, 2 inches off of her waist, and 2.5 inches off of her hips. Okay, so These are your stories. These are your personal stories. You probably know each other and your stories by now. It's very fun. So anyway, okay. You guys have the best day ever. I will be back at 11 a.m. tomorrow, Central Standard Time. And again, if you were going to place an order, place it today so I can ship you out a deluxe sleep mask. Okay. I'll extend it through today. And also don't forget that the end of the month is February 28th, which is Saturday. So if you're kind of a last person to order in the month and you do it this month, you might miss out or messed up your campaign. So don't do that to yourself. Like this might be your second month in, and then you have to start all over again if you miss the end of this month. So just try to be mindful that it's February, kind of a goofy month. And we don't get that extra day, the 29th this year. It's not a leap year. So there you go. And if you need anything in the meantime, make sure that you reach out to me. You can reach out to me in Messenger. All of on my website, KirstenLiebelt.com, if you scroll to the bottom, all of my contact information and the Ditch Insulin Resistance group is there for you. You can just give your email, tell them Kirsten sent you. You can get in there. And up in the featured section is the replay of the Sleep Masterclass that we did on Saturday. It's an hour and 10 minutes long. I just think that it will give you enough tips to really be able to think, okay, what do I need of the tips or the supplementation either to shift the way that I am or am not sleeping right now? And I'll tell you, you'll become a new person once you begin to sleep. You're welcome, Marla. Yep. Have a really, really good day. I will see you guys later. Hold on, Jamie. I will chat with you here in just a second. So, all right. Have such a great day, you guys. Bye. Happy Monday.